Hello there YouTube, it's Conspiracy Boy here of Back in the Day Toys. Here we have a bit of an in-depth look at one of this week's items from the boot haul video, which I'm actually going to upload after uploading this, very bizarrely. Anyway, this week we came across a huge haul of Pokemon cards. I've been going around the boot sale and seen someone selling a lot of games consoles and things. I asked her how much one of them was and she said 12 quid. It was some weird sort of like plug and play thing, so I was like, oh, you don't want that. But yeah, when I walked past at the end, she had 3 folders of Pokemon cards in the back of her car, and she wasn't there, someone else was. So I asked him whether the cards were for sale, and he said he didn't know, he was just watching the stall. So I sort of got chatting to him, you know, it was a little bit friendly, and eventually he just said, well, you know, if you want to look at them while you wait for the come back, please do. So I went through. I mean, all of these cards were in folders. There were 3 folders in fact, really not great condition, but they were the original ones, the sort of pre-made ones. I don't know the proper name for them, but they weren't the type that could hold these ring binder type sleeve things. And then they had all of these loose, just in their cases, cover slip things. So I had a good like 10 minutes to flick through and see all the cards there and make an idea of, you know, how much the value of it would all be in my head. But obviously I was doing it at Carboot prices, and I tend to think that if it's anything like a common or an uncommon, like this little Machop, I don't really want to be paying more than a penny a card is the rule. So it's going through and seeing numbers, and then obviously condition and rarity and demand all vary, I suppose. So yeah, I flipped through and just went to see how it folds. When she came back, she said that she put the Pokemon in the car for someone that she knew was at the boot sale who was going to buy them, and lo and behold, he turned up almost as soon as she said that. He looked through one of the 3 folders and had his son look through the other 2 folders, all the while chatting with her. He then offered to trade some of his stock for some of these Pokemon cards, and she was like, no, I'm not here for all that. So he said, well, look, I'd probably give you 30 quid cash if you wanted. And I think she would have probably taken the 30 quid cash, but I don't think he actually had it on him. He was like, oh, you know, and how much do you want for the 2 consoles? And she wanted 45 quid each for a SNES and a Nintendo 64. They didn't look in bad shape either. There's still a lot of money for those 2 consoles. And then she wanted 30 quid for the cards, let's say. You're talking 120 quid she wanted for all these Pokemon cards, a Nintendo 64 and a SNES, which is really expensive for Carboot prices. And the guy even said to her, he was like, it's just crazy, like I could sell it in the shop for that much money, but I can't give it to you here at a Carboot for that sort of money. How about we call it 65 all in? And she was just like, no, definitely not. So he said he wasn't interested in the cards because he could see I was there, and I'd been talking about him the whole time, trying to make it clear that I wanted to buy these Pokemon cards, especially if he doesn't actually have the money to buy the bloody things. So yeah, we eventually waited for him to make his offer at 30 quid, but he didn't have the money, so off he went. He did say he'd want to buy the books from her and he'd pay her £2 each for the folders. And she was like, well. So anyway, off he went, and I said, well, I didn't want the folders, I'd just take the cards, and I'd give her 20 quid for all the cards, but she said, no, 25, so I thought, well, yeah, let's go. So this is my little lot for 25 quid that I sort of managed to nab under the nose of someone else, rather sneakily. So I had a few of these Tops trading card things in. I was never too keen on these when they first came out. You could never play the game with them. There's a couple in there that are holographic, a Jigglypuff, a Poliwhirl and a Machop, and the others were all non-holo. And then there's another set on the back. I think it's nice they got Bulbasaur, Ivysaur and Venusaur there. It's a shame there's missing Bulbasaur and Charmander. Bulbasaur. Squirtle and Charmander, but apart from that, nice little set. And then on some of the rares. Now these ones are all in quite good condition. A couple of fossils here, Articuno and an Aerodactyl. They're both in nice shape. And the Magneton, the Raichu and the Mewtwo aren't in bad shape either. The Poliwrath here, that's not in great nick. There's a little Ninetales, a Zapdos and a Nidoking. What's nice is all of these are base set. They're not that horrible base set 2 that I never really liked. There's a few more on the back. It's a Machamp and an Alakazam there. Gyarados, Chansey, really rough Hitmonchan, it's not in good shape at all. And a little Clefairy. Got an Ancient Mew, which I found, I think it was 4 or 5 of these at the boot sale a few weeks back. Sealed in their little packets that we got very cheap. That's a few videos back now. And then this Mewtwo, which I was really chuffed to find. This is like a promo Mewtwo I had as a kid. Don't know what the promotion with it was, but yeah, chuffed to find that one again. There's a couple of the lame rare trainers, a Clefairy, Doll and a Devolution Spray. There's a Holo Dragonite there and a Holo Ditto too, and they're not in bad shape. Neither's the Carbutos there, the Muck or the Lapras. They're all in quite nice condition too. And on the back, all of the worst rares of base set, basically. The Item Finder, Imposter Oak's Revenge, Pokemon Trader, Scoop Up, Electabuzz and Dugtrio. Then we had a first edition Rocket Sneak Attack non-holo. In fact, everything on this page is non-holo, and first edition Team Rocket. So you've got a Dark Slowbro and a Dark Vileplume, Dark Weezing, here comes Team Rocket Trainer, Dark Dragonair, Dark Gloom, Dark Electrode, and nicely a Dark Raichu. Now if I had a first edition holo Dark Raichu, yeah, I would have been really chuffed. And even this non-holo one isn't in the best of condition. Out of all the cards on this one sheet, that one's in the worst nick, which is a real shame because that was probably my favourite holo card as a kid, especially seeing as it was the secret rare and it was evil and yeah. So this side again, we've got a really nice Dark Charizard non-holo first edition. I'd love that to be a holo first edition again, but what can you do? And then a Beedrill, another Electabuzz, Dugtrio, Dragonair, Pidgeotto, Dark Machamp non-holo, and then a Rocket Sneak Attack holo, but it's not a first edition version, which is just amazing. Like almost every Rocket card here seems to be first edition except the holos. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing. We've got some Jungle mainly on this one. Scyther, Snorlax, Vaporeon, Vileplume, Vitribel and Wigglytuff are all holos on this page. The only ones on there that are non-holos are the Dugtrio and the Electrode and Clefables in the corner there. Did we do the other side of that one? Oh no, we didn't. This entire sheet does look like holos. You've got Clefable, Electrode and Flareon. I do like the Flareon cards from the Jungle set. I think it was really nice having the holo sort of rainbow backing. There's Jolteon, Kangaskhan, Mr. Mime, Nidoqueen, Pidgeot and a Pinsir, all holo. This is the one where it's probably the worst condition of any card in there. It's the Clefable there, and if it doesn't come off on the camera, then it's really not showing the condition because you can barely read it in real life, and yet it seems the camera might be picking it up quite well. Yeah, so you've got a holo Clefable, holo Vileplume, holo Wigglytuff, holo Magneton, the pre-release Rockets Dark Gyarados, which again was one we found at the same Carboot sale, 3 or 4 of them the other week at like 50p each, and the Dark Golbat there, and then a non-holo Lieutenant Search Raichu and Erica Trainer. And on that side, the only holos you got are the Sabrina's Gengar down in the corner here, Erica's Vileplume and Lieutenant Surge. These might be helpful because I don't think I have a complete set of Gym Challenge or Gym Heroes yet, so I'll have to go through and make sure those aren't ones that are needed in my actual collection. A few more non-hollows from the jungle and base set here. A couple of Jolteons and a few other bits and bobs. And a few more non-hollows here. Sort of jungle and fossil based on this side. This is quite a nice one. Giovanni's Nidoking. A card I remember playing with many years ago. A few of the promo cards, I think these were the movie ones. The Mewtwo, the Electabuzz and the Pikachu. Nice hollow Rocket Zapdos there. And a hollow Sabrina's Alakazam. And then this is a Chansey in German maybe? French? Spanish? And then a Ninetales in Spanish as well. And a Raichu in Spanish. All hollows, all in perfect condition. All the ones that are in a foreign language are definitely the best condition of all. And then a few more non-hollows on the back there. Nothing very special on that side at all. Mainly sort of fossils. A couple of rockets and a couple of base trainers. Nothing very exciting on that. And then all these Pokemons just happen to come in sleeves. They're just commons and uncommons. Just all of these sleeves. There's some first edition Rocket commons and uncommons in there. Some nice looking cards. Like I always loved the card art of the Rockets, and they have sort of a first edition Dark Jolteon and Golduck and Machoke, Persian, Rapidash, Flareon. There are some very nice cards for the pictures. So yeah, all those ones just happen to be in the sleeves. And then they had all of these loose. Oh! And I forgot. They also had these. I took these out to take a closer photo. They also had this, this very nice condition Venusaur from base set. And this not so nice condition Blastoise. I don't know if it will be able to make it out, but there's a lot of silvering around the edge. It's a little bit bowed as well, so not a great condition Blastoise. And an even poorer condition Charizard. Still, it was nice to have those three in the set. And then I've got no idea how many of these other Pokemon cards I have. These are all base set Pokemon. There's barely any energy in here at all. There is a little bit, but it seems like it was all bought from boosters. It doesn't seem like there's any decks in there. These are all sort of Gym Challenge or Gym Heroes. Commons, uncommons. Again, few energies, but nothing that leads you to believe there was ever any decks in here. And then these were all fossils. Not quite so many fossils. And these are the jungles. Jungle cards. Not very many jungles. And then the Team Rockets, where there's quite a few first editions there. All the commons and uncommons are in better condition than the rares as well, and then there was just the one sort of Japanese card in the whole lot. So that was it, guys. That was my my £25 Pokemon haul. Stay tuned if you want to see the other bits and pieces we picked up at the Carboot this week. Otherwise, stay tuned for more Pokemon videos in the upcoming future. Ta-ra for now.